Welcome back to the BoshNRoll channel. Today I'm doing a Supreme Vintage Cube draft. And what that means is I'm going to be shown 18 packs, and I'm going to take 2 cards out of each pack, and all the other cards just go away. It is fresh, so you can get doubles. This means decks in this format are going to have like 6 Moxen in them and frequently combo off on turn 1. There are hate cards like Ethersworn Canonist and Trinisphere and stuff. You could go that direction. Gorilla Shaman's one of those. You don't have Time Twister plus Scrawly Crawly. That is a combo. I could value Necro, but Necro you have to pass the turn to get. I'm fairly confident I want Time Twister. It's just Blood Maw, Beseech, Mana Leak, maybe even Marsh Flats. Yeah, I think having access to black mana on the fetch is going to be pretty important, but that means I have to draft a fetchable, which I don't really want to do. I'm going to take Beseech and Twister. Those are just the most broken things. Oh, look at this pack. 2 Moxen just like that. The defense here is really good. Force of Will, Mindbreak Trap, Grief, and Sphere of Resistance. And not that it matters. I'm not passing this pack to anyone. I'm just talking about the defensive posture that you could take, but I'm not going to pass the double Moxen when it's here for me. All right, yeah, I mean, give me those. There's Time Walk and Scalding Tarn, Chrome Mox. My Scornful Striker, there's some hate. Archon is hate. It's Chrome Mox or it's Scalding Tarn for me. The thing about Chrome Mox is it's obviously good, and if I end up with a bunch of draw 7s, I'm going to want it. But the flip side of that is if I end up with 6 or 7 actual Moxen, do I want the 8th Mox that is Chrome? Or do I want something like Scalding Tarn that could start setting up the other half of the deck? I think I do. And Mox Pearl, we'll put that one in the pile. Windfall, there's another draw 7. I'm not in the Wasteland world. I'm hoping that games go so fast I never have 2 islands in play for Gush. Chains, there's some hate. Another look at Polluted Delta. Veil is combo protection. Yeah, I think I'm going to take the Mox in the draw 7. You got to talk me out of that shit. Okay, the first mediocre pack where I can take some setup stuff because there's not just 2 pieces of power looking at me. Unmask is obviously excellent. Spell Pierce is cheap interaction. Unmask is only good if I end up with black cards to support it. Portal could be a tinker target, but I don't think games are going to take that long. I'm not really a Bazaar deck. I could take that Bloodstained Mire. Bloodstained Mire plus Spell Pierce. Sensei's Top goes off with Bolas's Citadel and is generally just a way to spend mana. That's pretty good. But I need some interaction in my deck. Okay, this is a setup pack. Balance, Oko, Misty Rainforest, Chromatic Star, Energy Flux, brutal. I think I actually want Snuff Out here. I didn't know Snuff Out was printed in Final Fantasy. Cool. Another printing of Snuff Out. Get it to the people. I could be a phenomenal balance deck if anyone cares about balance. Balance is the opposite of a draw 7. Like, frequently you want to play out 3 or 4 Moxen and Time Twister, so you get to use all the cards and your opponent doesn't. Balance, you could dump out all your Moxen, then balance, and make your opponent discard all their cards. Snuff Out means I have to support Swamps, but I did take that Bloodstained Mire. Yeah, I think it's Balance and Snuff Out for me. Displacer Kitten, I'm not really displacing anything. Defense Grid, shove it through. Polluted Delta is another Swamp. We saw Coveted Jewel go through already, but I am fairly confident that this time around you can get doubles. There have probably been doubles in these packs. Oh yeah, I've seen Dress Down like 3 times. All right, yeah, you can definitely get doubles. I'm not in the Strip Mine market. It's Defense Grid versus Displacer Kitten for me, and I'm definitely taking Polluted Delta. All right, I'm going to take Grid and Delta and try to be completely insane. Though Dress Down turns off any number of Hate Bears. All right, maybe that is where I want to be. Also just a cantrip. Second Chrome Mox, the One Ring. That is a way to spend mana. I don't think I'm in market for Plagon. Mystic Forge is pretty gnarly. I mean, I have like 4 Mox and it could be 5. That's not actually that much going on there. Mystic Remora, if you're on the play, not bad. Yeah, I think I want Chrome Mox for sure. And One Ring is just really slow, but it does buy you a turn against non-Thassa's Oracle strategies. I don't think I want to fetch land over something like One Ring. I don't have a win condition yet. I will have to figure that out. Maybe I'll take Emrakul next time she comes around. Bolas's Citadel, what's up? Bolus Citadel gets the juices flowing. Grim Monolith is another fast mana, and Flusterstorm is another 1 mana interaction. I think it's Grim Monolith, or I could take Citadel with top and get the whole combo right now and just hope I find a Tinker. Is top better than Monolith? Only in the context of directly alongside Citadel, but Monolith helps me get Citadel into play. Okay, I'm doing that. Demonic Consultation. I don't have a Thassa's Oracle. Badlands is fetchable by my various things, but I don't have any red cards. Dark Ritual looks pretty good. That gets the party going on Bolus' Citadel. Consult could be a win con. Transmute Artifact could also get Citadel into play, or the One Ring. I think Transmute is better than Consult for me. It's a bummer, because I'm excited about that. Here we go. Kind of a full stinker pack here. Looks like Gitaxian Probe, and I could take Street Wraith for the 39 card deck effect, or I could take Stock Up. If games go more than 1 or 2 turns, Stock Up's pretty good, and I have 5 ways to cast it ahead of schedule, 6 ways to cast it ahead of schedule. I don't think I'm in the Hymn to Turok market. I'm not in the Tropical Island market. Okay. Doomsday. Oh baby. Be still my beating heart. Oh, there's Wheel of Fortune. There is a reason to be red. Another draw 7 to go with all this. Doomsday versus Tez. Tez has 5 Mox and it can tutor. If I pick up a top later down the road, Tez rips on that. Remand could buy me a turn if the game goes in that direction. I think I want Doomsday. Doomsday and Wheel. Another look at Grim Monolith. Blood Crypt is now a fetchable source that gets Wheel of Fortune online. It's worse than the Badlands I saw earlier, that being the same card, but worse. But what are you going to do? Do I want a second Grim Monolith or a first Flusterstorm? I'm not really considering any of the other cards. I think I want the second Monolith. Now Mystic Forge is becoming really good for me. All right, there's Oracle and Brain Freeze. Mox Opal's great for me. And Oracle is a win condition, whether I just shred through my deck with Bolus' Citadel or do Doomsday stuff. Brain Freeze is also a storm kill. Is it more likely that I Brain Freeze people out here, or that I successfully navigate Doomsday? I mean, Bolus Citadel plus Doomsday should get you to the end. I kind of think I'm more interested in Brain Freeze, and if I get another look at Oracle, I'll think about it. Inquisition of Kozilek also kind of tempting here, but not over fast mana and win con. I have a win con now. Holy smokes, Time Vault. Apparently, we have the dial snapped off at 11 here. Time Vault's one of the most broken cube cards of all time, and to the point where it's frequently not even included in cubes. Chain of Vapor versus Phyrexian Metamorph. Chain of Vapor is cheap interaction. I think I actually do value that over Metamorph here. Mana Crypt. I've heard of that one. Misdirection is free interaction that I don't have any of yet. I think I have to take that over the Badlands and this Dark Ritual, though I do like both of those. Okay, I'd love to see a Tinker. I'd love to see... Oh my god. All right. Hull Breacher and Gleemox together. Gleemox is a fake card from an unset in the early days. It's just a Mox that taps for any color. And the rules text of the card, not even reminder text, is this card is banned. Since that Bowmaster and Hull Breacher are next to each other here, I kind of want both of those. But that is also a win condition. I'd rather my opponent have no cards than take damage when stuff happens, even if it costs 1 more mana. All right, I'm in the market for like Force of Wills, Tinkers. Do I like Mind Twist? Or do I like Volcanic Island? I have 2 ways to fetch Volk. That touches the red for Wheel of Fortune, but otherwise is just an island. My Moxen are red, white, green, any color, and then also any color. My Moxen are pretty busted. There is another draw 7 here, but I have 3 of those already. Brazen Borrower's cheap interaction. I think I want Volcanic Island and Mind Twist. Okay. Tolarian Academy. Yes, please get in my belly. Arid Mesa does get both the dual lands in my deck, but doesn't get any of the basics I might have to play, which are islands and swamps. I'm not interested in that. Bloodstone Golem's interesting because I am extremely artifact focused, but then I want to do other stuff. It might just be memory lapse, another piece of interaction that's in my color. I got 3 packs left and Manifold Key. All right, cool. I can do something with my Time Vault now. Thought Monitor. How quick can I cast that? It's pretty early, actually. Though I think Thoughtseize is the one for me. Thoughtseize, Manifold Key. That's cheap interaction and a win condition. Herx could be a ritual in my deck. Thoughtcast is going to be draw 2 most of the time for 1. Another Snuff Out. Having that in the sideboard doesn't seem like the worst thing. I'm not that interested in Thundertrap Trainer. I passed a Paradoxical Outcome earlier that maybe I should have thought harder about, but I think I'm pretty good at drawing cards already. Misty Rainforest. I don't have an Underground Sea or any variant thereof, which makes that a little bit stinky. Untimely Malfunction is modal interaction with a couple different things I might care about. Psychic Frog is just a body I can put into play. Molten Collapse could kill a hate piece. Yeah, I think I'm just going to bank probably 2 sideboard cards here. Thassa's Oracle is back. Second Brain Freeze. Soul Ring Duress. Soul Ring, yes. And then Wooded Foothills, again, has the problem that Arid Mesa has. It gets all my duels, but not the basics I'm going to have to play. Ponder sees a lot of cards in a 40-card deck compared to a 60-card deck. I don't think I'm doing Doomsday stuff. Sideboard the Snuff Outs. Just thinking about playability, because my deck already had 41 cards in it without any lands that I didn't draft yet. A second Brain Freeze, first Bitter Triumph, first Thassa's Oracle, kind of my thoughts here. Thassa's Oracle will eventually win with Vault Key. Like, that's a way out, but I don't want to put a card that bad in my deck. I think I might just want Duress here. Okay. And the final pack, this is Tinker. Thank you for showing up. I love you so much. I'll never forsake you. Childred is another win con with my wheels. I don't know if I need more of that. I think I would rather have a little more protection for myself. The thing that I'm worried about happening is someone winning the die roll. I think that's where the wheels come off of my plan here. All right, I mean, that's a deck. The Balance is another sideboard card. Like, Balance and the Snuff Outs will come in versus Hate Bear decks. Oh, it's beautiful. I sorted by creatures and spells, and it's just Hull Breacher and everything else. I don't think I got there or is unnecessary on Beseech, though. Maybe I am. I don't know. Okay, I have to start defining cards somehow. I'm going to go interaction, combo pieces, and win cons. Okay, the piles I've made here are mana, draw 7s, combo ABs, interaction, and generically good cards. I don't think I'm mind twisting. I could bring that in, or I guess I was about to say I could bring it in when I'm on the play, but if I'm on the play, I'm just trying to send it. With Tinker, I don't know if I need Dark Ritual anymore. Beseech is another Tinker. It's a Brain Freeze. It's a Hull Breacher. Beseech is everything I need, but Dark Ritual is the way that I turn that on. I don't think I'm actually supporting a black spell in a way that's any good. I also have to think about my land count, because I'm certainly not putting 16 or 17 lands in a deck with 11 Moxen. I could put like 1 swamp, 1 island in the deck for fetchability purposes. This is 40 cards right now. I have like 8 actual action spells that do something. That's enough that I can rely on seeing one early. My question is 7 too many lands? And having hit Vault Key and Hull Breacher, do I still need Brain Freeze in the deck? That's just a generic win condition. I could main deck 1 Snuff Out, just to have a better chance versus those decks that are kind of a myriad strategies out there. As Misdirection and Force of Negation are currently my counter spells, and those are not good against Hate Bears. Molten Collapse might be better rounded. Harder to cast, though. Though with Mox Opal and Gleemox and Red Mox, it might be fine. Yeah, I don't think I actually need Brain Freeze in this deck. I have ways to win, and I should see my whole deck once I start doing anything. And my key also combos with the One Ring. If I don't have Time Vault yet, I can shred a little bit there. Yeah, I guess this is it. There's a bunch of ways you could build this, even with the cards that I do have. Crazy stuff. All right, let's go. The BoshNRoll channel is brought to you by Tales of Adventure. TOAMagic.com has almost 100,000 unique cards in stock. They offer free track shipping on every order, plus next day or 2-day options when you have an event coming up fast. They offer on-site pickup at major Magic events throughout the US, so you're never scrambling before your tournament. Stop by their booth to buy, sell, or trade at upcoming regional championships, Magic Con, Spotlight Series, and more. I love their selection of individually scanned high-end cards that show you exactly what you're buying. And the best part is saving 5% on every order with promo code BOSH. From Ancestral Recall to Zombie Master, get what you need quickly and in one place at TOAMagic.com. Eternal lives here. I've won the die roll, which is like 75% of what I needed to do here. Okay, I mean, this is a turn 1 dump it out in Time Twister. I get cooked by any piece of free interaction, and I have to lose my Time Walk to do this, but worth it. I cannot play around Mindbreak Trap, so I won't. The opponent's on a mulligan to 6, and I will start casting my spells. They seem to be F6'd, which is pretty exciting. Untap Soul Ring, Chrome Mox, Exile Time Walk, and we'll do the twist. And this is just Thoughtseize Pass. All right, let's hope this was good enough. Okay, we've got a little red stompy action over there. I probably take Gleemox as their hand doesn't make colors otherwise, though it does crank out a lot of action. I have 2 fetch lands, and they both get both my duels. This one gets Island, though, so I guess I'm going to pass with this. That's all I got. City of Traders plays Soul Ring. And this is part of the busted flavor text of Time Twister. If you do it on turn 1, their hand is their hand, and you don't get to do anything else. Can I cast Bolas's Citadel? I only have 1 swamp in the deck, right? Or no, I have the Blood Crypt, but it's going to cost me life to do it. Yeah, if I had thought about that, I could have done it in the end step. White Plum Adventure, Fable. All right, I don't think I'm worried about any of those. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can do it, but I don't have a land drop up, but most of my lands are already accounted for. Okay. Blood Crypt, Swamp. 3, 4, 5, 6. Citadel. I'll cast Time Vault without paying its mana cost. And then I'll take all the turns. Oh, this shit rules. Okay, it seems I am immediately going to have to make use of my sideboard tech, the 2 snuff outs and the balance. Misdirection, Force of Negation might be good enough versus a lock piece if they have a sphere of some kind. Duress on the draw seems like not interested. And Gitaxian Probe, I don't really care what's in their hand. I care about roasting them over the top. Dress Down seems pretty good. Beseech the Mirror could be more balances or more redundant combo, but we already talked about that in Deckbuild, and I don't think I'm supporting triple black that well. I'm looking at Gitaxian Probe. Can I shave a Grim Monolith? Probably not. I just want to go super fast all the time. I have access to 4 actual swamps in the deck. That should be plenty, I hope. And, alright, one more cut. The Gitaxian Probe keeps calling to me. It could be Probe, it could be Stock Up just because I might be too slow for the matchup. They're both blue cards for Chrome Mox. It stinks to cut a card that might support that. What are my white sources? It's Gleemox, Mox Opal, Mox Pearl. No fetchable white sources, so this balance is sort of just on an island. I had a couple looks at Tundras in the draft and just didn't bother with it. I could just not bring in the balance, rely on the snuff outs in the combo, and then I get to keep Gitaxian Probe. Yeah, I'll try that. I think without a fetchable white source, I don't want to rely on that too heavily. Okay, on the draw, Windfall is a lot worse than on the play, but this is also turn 1 One Ring, which I'm pretty happy with. I will keep. Windfall, both players discard their hand and draw cards equal to the greatest number of cards discarded this way, which means on the play, I would play out everything. I would play out 5 cards and draw 7. On the draw, it depends on how many cards my opponent dumps out here. And the tactical mulligan to 6. Null Rod's pretty good against me. Can I even beat that card, actually? I have a Chain of Vapor in my deck. Oh, play draw magic. There is a time walk, and I'm going to pass. There's no reason to play out any of this. Is there a good follow-up? A Johnny? Yeah, that's actual pressure. Pearl. All right. I will reveal that you got me. Tolarian Academy breaks me out of this just fine. I do have that card in my deck. Chain of Vapor. I win on the spot if I draw that, but I am under pressure. Soul Ring. I guess I'll play Opal. I'm being squirrely about this blue to Delta because I'm not sure what colors will show up or when. Like, I could have played out Soul Ring here with mana I'm not going to use anyway, but if they have Strip Mine or Wasteland, that could end the game. I'm not trying to do that. Roiling Vortex. Oh my god. All right, well, that's a bad news for me. Whenever someone casts a spell without paying mana, they take 5. Okay. Does Tolarian Academy even get me out of it anymore? Okay, I'm going to fetch. I will get, I guess it's Swamp. And I'll play out Soul Ring and hope I don't get Strip Mined, and Tolarian Academy might still be an out. I'm at 9, then I go to 8. Stock up is not it. All right, you got me. Sick. Okay. Now I get to go first, where, what do I do differently? Am I going to try to duress or mind twist them? Like, I could just not have these snuff outs in at all. We just saw a bunch of hate that weren't creatures. Yeah, I think I want twist and duress in here. Okay. Glad I won the die roll. Jeez. This is mediocre, actually. This is like the slowest hand that I could justify ever keeping. I do get a second look. Thoughtseize is pretty good. All right, I'm going to try this, though. I would understand if anyone mulliganed it. A Gitaxian Probe. They kept 7. Bunch of Moxen, Felia, Collector Oof. All right, so Collector Oof is the game plan here. All right, I'm going to take 1 million to Thoughtseize the Oof. Take Oof. And because I know they have Roiling Vortex in the deck, I'll put the Opal out now. And I'm kind of hoping for the best here. I do need a good rip, but like any artifact in my deck qualifies as a good rip. Witch Enchanter as land. Okay, that's just to cast Felia. I can at minimum time walk here. Right, we're taking a walk. Yeah, I actually do need to convert here. Maybe this was just a terrible keep. Mind Twist, this will get a bunch of lands out of their hand. Or it'll get 1 card out of their hand at random. Shit, yeah. I think I thoroughly overestimated Mox Opal as a Mox and not as a blank. Right, there's Felia. We hit City of Traders out of the hand. So I have perfect information, and Felia doesn't really impact this board, but there's a lot of, cards that they could draw that are bad news for me. You might as well flicker a Mox to make Felia bigger. All right, deck, just something that does anything. Okay, cool. That actually qualifies in a big way. This lets me stock up or tinker. Tinker from 11 life. Is that good enough? I'm not going to wheel. I do still have a land drop. All right, 1, 2, 3. Do I want to leave a black or a blue floating? Probably a blue. All right, tinker away the Mox for Citadel. And I hope this is good enough. Please don't have drawn Pyroblast. Citadel, duress you. All right, it's all lands over there. Transmute artifact. I can turn Opal into a different thing. Citadel, that's not where my deck is. Where's my deck? There it is. Citadel could become Time Vault or Manifold Key, but that doesn't really help right now. I could pay 1 to turn Mox Opal into Manifold Key. The life total is dropping quickly. Or transmute, sacrifice an artifact if you do. I think I have to, right? Okay, I'm gonna sack Opal, and I guess I get Gleemox. I could also just like entomb the One Ring if I don't want to see that, but I don't not want to see it. Okay, I will take Gleemox here. Mox Pearl hit. I can at least stock up now, which I'm going to have to do because now the top card on my deck is Spell Pierce. Opponent asked what I think of the format in the chat. I think it's insanity for sickos who are into this sort of thing. I think stock up is better than wheel. Oh no. All right, so I guess I want Force of Negation and Spell Pierce in my hand because, or if I hit a string of mana, I would want Hull Breacher. All right, it's Hull Breach or Force of Negation. This is what I want in my hand. How I stack them on the bottom might actually matter here. Okay, the One Ring buys me some time. Chain of Vapor on top. Interesting. How do I want to navigate this? Bouncing Felia now doesn't matter. Okay. I have protection, and I'm just going to pass here, I think. Leaving the chain on top where it's free, and then I can tap the One Ring. I think that's how I want to do this. I'll just pass. I'll start next turn at 3 life after the ring pings me, or at 2 life after I Chain of Vapor something, and then I could wheel plus Hull Breacher with just the cards in my hand. Okay, I am going to pass. And I don't have to chain, because they could sack a land to bounce my Citadel or my ring, and I don't really want either of those things to happen. All right, well, in this case, I'm going to draw the Chain of Vapor to force the Stony. That's better than bouncing it. Cool. And I know their hand is Tropical Island. It's going to be a game of does my life total hold out versus this One Ring and Bolas' Citadel and this lethal threat in play. Right, untap your Mox and also make Felia bigger. Makes sense. Clearing this land is nice. It's just a land that I won't see off the Citadel chain, and also extra mana is welcome in this environment. Okay. I have to keep in mind that Felia can bounce my Hull Breacher. Even if I successfully twist wheel here, I do have to deal with Felia. I think I'm just going to draw cards with the ring right now. Or I'm about to wheel anyway. I think I'd rather save that for after and my life total. I have 4, 5, 6, 7 mana right now. Can I do this without tapping my Academy? That gives me the most juice. How am I actually going to win the game? Molten Collapse is in there somewhere. Time Walk's in there somewhere. Vault Key, but I have to clear my ring. I can transmute the ring away if I get to Time Twister. If I draw cards, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. That's still not quite enough to do this without tapping my Academy. Okay, I could pay 1 life for Soul Ring, but then tapping Ring kills me next turn. So I have to just not tap the ring, but that would get me to the wheel without using it. All right, I'm going to go to 2 life to play this. I'm not playing that Bloodstained Mire. 1 or Island. 1, 2, 3. Hull Breacher. Wheel of Fortune. 1, 2, 3. I draw 7, you draw 0, I get 7 treasures. There are 10 cards left in my deck. Manifold Key on top. I drew Molten Collapse, which kills the Felia. I drew Windfall. Okay. Ruby. Play that. I need to Time Twister until I get Transmute Artifact, and that's how I actually win. Oh, I can tap Bolas' Citadel. Can I tap it twice? Do I have enough permanents? I have Manifold Key. Can I get to 20 permanents? Sacrifice 10 non-lands. I currently have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I think I can do this. That also means I don't plan on passing the turn, so I can probably tap the ring. If I play Manifold Key for free, I'm at 1. The ring doesn't hit me till my next turn. If I Windfall, okay, I think we're there. I'm at 1. There's Chrome Mox. Now we're just running the table. Right, Chrome Mox, no imprint. Another Chrome Mox, no imprint. Just have to make sure I don't deck myself when I cast Windfall. It's currently 7 cards in my deck. Windfall is good for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is actually 5 treasures. All right. Feeling good. Windfall. I now have... Oh, I found the Twister. Okay, so I could just keep going here. All right, I'm in full party mode at this point. Okay, Crypt plays out Monolith. I could draw the rest of my deck first, but I'm not going to do that. Monolith cast Time Twister. Time Vault is not my win con here, so I'm just going to let it ride. Time Vault's on top of my deck. Transmute Artifact is here. Now I can One Ring willy-nilly. Transmute, sacrifice the One Ring. I'll take a Grim Monolith. Play an Emerald. Mind Twist you for 0 and die. No thanks. Okay. I am done doing tricks on it. I'm just going to win the game. Each opponent loses 10 life. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Untap Bolus Citadel. We got a yeah, but I have a 4/4 in the chat. You sure do, buddy. GG's. That was actually awesome figuring that out. And also remembering that Manifold Key plus Bolus Citadel plus Hull Breacher is actually also a win con. Nice. On to the next round.
This video is sponsored by Moxfield.com, the easiest way to build Magic decks online. Moxfield supports over 30 formats, including Legacy and everything else you'll see on this channel. There's multiple customizations so you can interact with your deck how you want. Views such as text, grid, or stacks, and groupings like type, subtype, color, color identity, even artist. The site offers light mode, dark mode, and so much more. However you want to see your deck, Moxfield can provide it for you. Follow my Moxfield to keep up with the channel and what I'm playing in paper. I'll see you there.
I won the die roll, and this hand doesn't shit out like crazy. It does Thoughtseize my opponent, and then what? It's actually kind of mid. This is a turn 2 One Ring. I can't sequence my mana in a way that lets me Thoughtseize and One Ring. I can't sequence in a mana way that holds up Hull Breacher. I'm going to mulligan to something more broken. Oh, it's getting worse. Opponent kept 7. All right, I'm going to mulligan. I'm chasing the broken shit. Deck, come on. There's 85 mocks in. We're going to 4. All right, this was as good a 4 as you could hope for. I have to keep Chrome Mox, Windfall, Mana Crypt, blue card, and I don't get a choice. All right. I'm going to put Hull Breacher, Blood Crypt, and Molten Collapse on the bottom, and hope my opponent doesn't have Force of Will in their opener. Yeah, this is the cool thing about this format is you can mull to 4 and it's broken. All right, cool. We got through it. I still have my land drop. There is a Tolarian Academy and a Wheel of Fortune. I'm not even done. All right, I'm going to play Academy because that holds up Spell Pierce while I develop out the rest of the shit. And then red, 1, 2, Wheel. Keep it going. Mindbreak Trap, Bomber, Spell Pierce. Do you have 2 pieces of interaction? No, sir. Okay. All right, I can even hard cast Force of Negation here. It's just extra fucked up. I might have to take a development turn now. I can Thoughtseize my opponent, hold up Force. All right, yeah, I'll just Thoughtseize you, I guess. We've both been through half our deck already this game. Mental misstep, brutal. Okay, well, I guess I'll play out Grim Monolith and hope that Force of Negation gets me into my next turn. Not a bad mull to 4. Gleamox, Sapphire, Crypt, Academy, Ancestral Recall. I don't think that's my fight. Thoughtcast, sure. Vexing Bauble. I mean, it's not really use it or lose it. Oh, now it is shit. Well, Tolarian Academy better win me this game, I guess. That's bad news. They're blowing up my Gleamox, sure. My Chain of Vapor is still in the deck. I can cast Dress Down plus Force of Negation on their turn. They might deck out before me. That we both have Mana Crypts going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, I can still do 2 things after they blow up my Opal. I might end step Dress Down just to cycle it off if they don't do anything else. Time Walk. Okay. Flame of Venor. Target player draws 2 cards. Yeah, how about it? So we've seen Narset, 2 Scrawly Crawlies, Hull Breacher. My opponent is kind of my deck, but better. It would be sick if there's a Time Vault in the... Okay, I have to let that die, which takes off the Dress Down plus Force of Negation, but I can still Force. If they have a Time Vault in their sideboard, would be really cool. It's cool Karn tech. I think I would have taken Karn at any point it was offered. I don't think I saw one of those. And a Vault, okay. Echo of Eons, that's a Force of Negation. I don't want them to have access to their deck again, because decking them is plan A right now. And Echo does it twice. Oh, hell yeah. All right. Wowie, that was sick. Probably actually shouldn't have conceded there. They could have echoed me to my Chain of Vapor. Okay, on the play again. My opponent's deck is my deck, but better. They have Vexing Bauble, Karn, and more counterspells than me. Dangerous. I think I want the Brain Freeze. They also have Ancestral Recall. Good stuff. Okay. Snuff Out doesn't kill Karn. It does kill Hull Breacher. I don't think I want that. I don't think I'm going to win with a Doomsday Pile. Molten Collapse does kill Karn. Memory Lapse's interaction. Dress Down can turn off their Hull Breacher if they do that. Yeah, I kind of want Freeze in. Like, that could even, if they're having a big turn, I could freeze them in response to a Wheel of Fortune and they die. That is a possibility of something that could happen. This matchup might be too fast for stock up, but that's also both a blue card and action. I might shave a Grim Monolith just as my worst mana object. And I don't know if I'm going to get Mind Twist in here. Though I also kind of feel like I need it. But I don't know where it goes. It would probably go in over Dress Down. Okay, Mind Twist in. All right, well, that's scary. This is turn 2 Vault Key. And I could put both into play right now, but my opponent does get a turn. I'll try it. This might not be good enough, but I'm gonna make the moves I can make. Soul Ring, Manifold Key, untap Soul Ring, Time Vault. Didn't have a Mox to make that the turn 1. Okay, I don't need a hand to win the game from here. I do need them not to have Karn. I do need them also to not combo me out. Vexing Bauble. All right, I don't need that anymore. Oh, they're just cycling off Vexing Bauble. That's great. Yeah, turn 1 win. Let's go. All right, now I gotta survive on the draw, which seems basically impossible. My options here are... like, I could cut Mind Twist because it's probably much worse on the draw. That gives me an additional blue card, or I could max out on speed and just hope that the one turn I get is good enough. I think I kind of want the blue card. That could also cycle. Okay, here we go. I really wish I had a couple of Force of Wills to survive this turn. I do have my one piece of pitch interaction, but 0 mana in my deck that is half mana. I do also have my one of my 2 answers to Karn. I got a mulligan. Okay, I guess I'm going to keep this. It is some extra mana. It's a rebuild. I mean, I don't really want to rebuild, though. I do want to Thoughtseize them. But what is this Transmute Artifact even doing? Okay, I'm going to keep this and bottom Wheel and hope that they don't kill me on turn 1 and Thoughtseize is effective. Pitch Flame of Venor, busted. The old 0 mana Volcanic Island. In before the chat tells me Volcanic Island is always 0 mana. Gataxian Probe you. What is going on over there? Mental Misstep, Mana Crypt, Narset. Oh, that misstep is fucked. Well, there goes my entire plan. Or they can't cast Narset with the mana they're showing, so I have to fire this Thoughtseize, which will get countered, and then hope to fade blue source off the top. Yep, pretty good. They do a Vexing Bauble. All right, I'm going to play Chrome Mox pitching Windfall. I can still see a world where Transmute Artifact would do something. No blue source, no blue source. No! Tolarian Academy, are you fucking kidding me? All right, I guess I lose. This format's so crazy. All right, well, there's Narset. Is it going to hit a wheel on the first look? It hit Karn on the first look. That's so much worse. And my Chrome Mox just dies. Okay. Where were you last turn, you asshole? All right, GG. I can't come back from this. Woo! Supreme Cube, baby! On to the final round. We're a few rounds into the video. If you're still here and having fun, remember to hit that subscribe button. And if you want to play what I'm playing, use code BOSH for 5% off your order at toamagic.com. Eternal lives here. On the draw in the final round, 1 mana is not enough to play here. I will mulligan that. This hand is missing action, which bums me out a little bit, but it does interact extremely well. I'm going to keep, and I think I should get rid of Mox Ruby instead of Volcanic Island, as that's also a red source. Opal would be on anyway if I draw it. Starting Town, Soul Ring, Manifold Key. That can untap Soul Ring. Vexing Bauble. Well, Vexing Bauble's a non-starter for me. Would I rather have up Spell Pierce for their second turn? They're showing 3/4 mana. Could be 5. All right, yeah, I'll pitch Probe to that. Okay, I've kept my interaction up. Ooh. Mox. I could play around Wasteland or play around Wheel of Fortune. I'm going to play around Wasteland. Island. Brutal. Oh, they tinkered away the Soul Ring. All right, cool. I will Spell Pierce this. They must be going for the Time Vault here if they didn't leave up. Like, they could have floated mana first. Okay. We like to party. 1, 2, 3. My turn? Can mine work? What do we got here? All right, Bolus's Citadel, Chrome Mox. All right, let's not get stuck on a land. I could Chain of Vapor my Gleemox to keep the party going. I think I want to do that. I'm going to float blue and then Chain of Vapor. Hit Time Walk. I'm not going to sacrifice any lands. Thank you for asking. Time Walk, which was timely because I have hit a land. Okay. We'll go to the walk turn. Molten Collapse. I will destroy your Manifold Key. Hit my land. Uh-oh. Shuffle. There's not that many lands in the deck. Don't be a dick. Okay. This is at least a cantrip. Wheel of Fortune. We're gaming. Grim Monolith. Mox Opal. Time Vault. Soul Ring. Grim Monolith. No, I'm not going to Duress because I know their hand is bad. And I could just have Duress on top of my deck afterwards. Or in my hand afterwards. Not even on top of my deck. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Wheel. This should see pretty much the rest of my deck. There is the Manifold Key. Start with Duress to make sure everything's going to work here. You can't misdirect Duress. I could put Force. Okay, so I just win here if my stuff resolves, so I can. All right, yeah, I'll just Memory Lapse this Force and keep the misdirection. That Force pitch to stock up. Duress sees a bunch of Garbo that doesn't matter. All right, I'll take your Time Vault and I'll show you my Manifold Key. I'll use it to untap my Time Vault. Tap Vault. I have 9 cards left in my deck. Let's find Hull Breacher, Time Twister, and I guess I want the One Ring. Chrome Mox is free money. There's Hull Breacher. I will pitch Misdirection because I know I won't need it this game. And Hull Breacher doesn't work this turn, so I'll go to my Time Vault turn, and then I'll twist them out and present a win condition. Alrighty. First things first, so I don't forget. Time Vault. Use it. I could have untapped Grim Monolith with floating mana last turn. It just doesn't matter. I'm trying to find the exit here. Here's this guy. Island. As long as I don't accidentally play out Mana Crypt, this should be it. Cool. Now they're done. Cool. A couple pieces of interaction to survive, and this means I get to be on the play for game 3. But they seem like a really good Time Vault deck. I guess I want... Do I want Twist? It's Twist or it's nothing, I think, are my plays here. I don't think I want Brain Freeze in, no matter what. My deck has demonstrated the ability to win without milling my opponent out. Where do I put this Mind Twist? The deck is so tight. I'm once again looking at a Grim Monolith just as kind of the weakest mana source. And it's not a blue card. All right, yeah. No, that's the wrong one. This one. Okay. There we go. That Mind Twist is definitely the 41st card of this deck. I would love to have it in. It's just not good enough. Okay, I mean, here is a Force of Negation. I think I have to keep hands that interact and do anything. I have a peek. I have my entire combo in hand. Unfortunately, I have to pitch one of these pieces to do anything. Drawing Blood Crypt. I'm going to play out the Volk and let them think about Spell Pierce. Do I want to just try to aggressively Time Walk my way into a win here, though? I could pitch Force of Negation, Time Walk, untap, show Hull Breacher, and then hope that beats what they're doing. We've seen Vexing Bauble in their deck. All right, I'm gonna be patient. Mystical Tutor. Okay, well, I cannot stop that. If they tutor for a counterspell, then we're probably going to get a send here. Just put Force of Will on top of the deck. All right, grabbed an Ancestral Recall. Yeah, I mean, that punishes me for not taking the turn 1 Hull Breacher line, which would have been Chrome Mox, Time Walk, next turn Hull Breacher. Okay, they're probably going to Ancestral in the upkeep to play around my various interaction. This Forbidden Orchard is kind of bad because I'm doing stuff. Like, this gives me a win condition, especially when they know I'm holding Time Walk. This is just a bunch of damage on the board. And I am taking the value walk here. How much mana do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4. I'm going to zap in Blood Crypt. I am 1 mana short of going off right now. Play out Grim Monolith. I have 5 mana here. It would take 6 to Hull Breacher plus Twister. So I'm just going to hold up Hull Breacher on their turn and protect it with Force of Negation. If one of these Chrome Moxes was a real Mox, I would have had the combo there. And it's susceptible to everything. I can't protect it, but I think I would have been willing to go all in there. All right, I'm not fighting over a Grim Monolith. Being given another Spirit. Tinker. I don't think I want to roll the dice against this thing. I think I'm just going to force it, pitching my beloved Twister. Lee Mox. I think I'm going to develop my Hull Breacher here, just in case this Mox, if they have like another Ancestral Recall. Okay, they did have Force. They were baiting me into fighting over Hull Breacher rather than Tinker. Okay. Mystic Remora. That card stinks when they've given me 3 power worth of creatures to come at you with. I simply won't cast that Wheel of Fortune. Okay, can my 3 Gifted Spirits get me where I want to go? All right, they just use Mystic Remora as Orange Chant, basically. Oh, 4 mana. What do we got? What do we got? One Ring. Okay, that one's pretty good. Protected from the Spirits for the round. Memory Lapse. I do like that. I'm going to play out a Chrome Mox just as a permanent, and I'm going to pass the turn. The reason for doing that is that wheels are so big in this format, and I do have Tolarian Academy, I do have Mox Opal, I have a number of things that care about that. And we've seen Vexing Bauble in their deck. Mindbreak Traps in the format. If I'll take a key, this gives them more ring activations, but I'm okay with that, because I'm probably going to wheel on my turn anyway. Stock up, sure. That's another gonna wheel anyway situation. We got a Pearl. They're drawing more cards. I see why they wanted to fight over Hull Breacher. This is the entire game plan. There's also 7 damage on board. The My 4 Spirits plus the ring. They attack. And now I have actually an interesting situation where do I think holding a counterspell up for the turn is better? And it's not even really a counterspell, though, because One Ring can just redraw those cards again. Okay, I think I want to go for my wheel, which reloads them, but they just spent a whole turn sculpting. I'll leave up black on the other side of the wheel, because that's my Thoughtseize color. Wheel. Force of Negation, pitching Twister. Okay, well, they are dead to their ring next turn. My piggies are wiggling. They can either actually kill me or take infinite turns and clear their ring, but infinite turns doesn't win by itself here. Vexing Bauble is in. Forbidden Orchard giving me another Spirit. They have Force of Will and Force of Negation in the deck. Good to know about. Demonic Consult, let's go. They exiled their whole deck. Must have a Thassa's Oracle to play. Yeah, sweet. Cool. Yeah, that works. Time Walk. Ancestral. I basically can see their whole deck right now. 2 Time Walks. Must be nice. Mishra's Workshop. Time Vault. Okay. So the dress down is very good. And good to know. The Brain Freeze cheat. Like if they go for a mid-combo Ancestral and I just mill their shit. But that might also turn on a Thassa's Oracle in their hand. So it actually does have to be lethal. Molten Collapse. They didn't show me creatures, and this could kill like a Manifold Key, but I don't think that's where I want to live. I bring in Brain Freeze, and can I get Grim Monolith back in somewhere? to maximize brokenness when I'm on the play. It would probably go in the Mind Twist spot, but my opponent showing me as much interaction as they had is not exciting for that. The second Chrome Mox has been pretty bad steadily, but the first one's been good, and when you have two, you're twice as likely to have the first one. I don't think I would switch Chrome Mox out for Grim Monolith. Okay, I think Grim Monolith is just going to have to chill. And this is what I'm doing. Okay, well, it is a stock up. It's not much else, but that's how stock up works. We could have like a sub game of, do they think stock up is actually my payoff or not? I could even lead on Time Vault to try to bait it even harder. Crypt, Opal. If they counter this, that's fine. Don't know why they would, but it would be fine. All right, stock up. I'm not going to go for the bait Time Vault. Ooh, okay. Well, we hit. I've got Dress Down and Windfall here. I think those are the ones I want. Or no. It's Dress Down and Transmute, because Transmute can be key. Okay. Yeah, I'm going straight to the exit on this one. Mox Jet. Manifold Key. I don't think I want to Dress Down, and I don't want to fetch Island either. I'm just going to go to my turn. I like Gleemox. Okay, I'm going to play the Time Vault and see if we're going to have a fight. I can now cast Transmute around Mindbreak Trap, a card that we have not seen. I need Gleemox to represent Dress Down. Okay. I guess I could play around. Yeah, I'll just jam in Blood Crypt so I can play around a Spell Pierce if they have it. Okay. Good Force of Will. You are definitely dead. And they pitched their Transmute, which means I was dead too. Okay, here we go. I hope they go for an aggressive Oracle line that Dress Down just cooks here. And if they just have their Time Vault, it's over. Tinker, they need to come up with another mana somewhere before that does it. Well, that would do it. Okay, I could cycle my Dress Down. I think I might just untap Time Vault here. They had so many options there and didn't do anything. No, I'm not going to do that. My deck's full of good cards. I'll just try to draw one of them. That qualifies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bolus's Citadel. And the top card is Manifold Key. Cube. Grim Monolith. I'm just going to build out some mana before I do anything, in case they have interaction of some kind. Right, untap Time Vault. Right, bonus turn is in the bank. And I guess I'll Brain Freeze. Sure. Okay, fill your graveyard with cards. And I'll go to my first of many extra turns. I have to clear my Mana Crypt. That's what my opponent is playing towards here. Bloodstained Mire, Spell Pierce. I'll fetch that one away. Get the Swamp. And that should do it. All right, make mana. Untap Time Vault. Tap Time Vault. Jane of Vapor, targeting Mana Crypt. I'm not going to sacrifice the land to copy it. And they've had enough. Sweet. Yeah, this format is insanely busted. Basically, all of the games I played were decided by turn 2, whether it was the prison decks or the combo mirrors. And we were talking about this in the BoshNRoll community Patreon Discord, which you can get access to through my Patreon or YouTube membership. And we're pretty sure that a good draft in this format is more broken than Vintage Construction. Like, these decks are just... The ceiling is so much higher because there's no restricted list. The ban list is just the cards that aren't in the cube. So if you have access to it, it's obviously not banned. Interaction could be sketchy because of your opponent's draft. And we also saw in my own draft that early pack that it was 2 Moxen or 2 Forces were the 2 choices. It was like Force, Mindbreak Trap, or double Mox. And I don't know, if you do 0 of these, you're taking the 2 Moxen. If you do 1,000 of these, do you take the 2 Forces, or do you take 1 Mox, 1 Force? I don't even know. I think there is some advanced analytics that could be done about this format, but I'm only doing one of these this season. As always, it could be my last cube draft forever. But my deck was insanely broken. I had a lot of fun, lost to a better version of my own deck. I'll take that. This has been Supreme Cube. Everyone, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, check out the Patreon to support the channel, and I'll see you next time.